Okay? And mamaya take note kasi I'll be asking you to raise your hand if you're still listening o yung mga hindi nag-raise ng hand dyan, ibig sabihin hindi nakikinig, pakilista na rin. Is your class president already here?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon po.
Okay. Afternoon, please take note on that, ng mga sinabi ko kanina. 35 na tayo, medyo marami na rin. Antay pa tayo ng konti. Perhaps until 1:33. Ayan, 1 minute pa na mag-join sila before I start with my announcement. Alright, 37. Marami pa rin yata ang kulang. Halos kapareho nyo lang ang DSPH or 2A na marami. Oo, 47 sila and 46. So marami pa ang kulang. 10 ka. Ay, send messages natin yung link. Oh yes, thank you Margie Pedlawan for sending the link sa ating GC. So let's just wait for your other classmates to join. Please, sana makapag-join sila. Anong ginagawa nila? Nasa bahay o face-to-face classes are suspended due to high temperature in the whole country and more specifically here in Pangasinan. Alam nyo naman yan, second to Tugigaraw, laging mainit sa buong Pilipinas ang probinsya natin, Pangasinan. And there were cases reported of high blood pressure, collapse ng mga estudyante, kaya sinuspend yung face-to-face classes natin. Kaya nasa kabahayan kayo ngayon, hopefully nasa bahay at hindi nasa galaan. Ano? Okay, 39 na tayo. It's 1:33. Yes. More than 5 pa ang wala. Less than 10. 8 pa ang wala. Okay, anyway, so let me start with the announcement. This week is supposedly your midterm examination, but because of the face-to-face classes suspension, ma-reschedule siya for next week. The same day, Wednesday, yun yung unang-unang araw natin ng face-to-face meeting for next week. Kasi hindi pwedeng i-conduct ang midterm examination ninyo ng online. So face-to-face yun. Na-forward na yung kay Sir Alan, no? Sige. Okay. So, what we will have to do for next week for your midterm examination, for me to avoid producing the papers, printing out, or photocopying, you will access the midterm examination through your MS Teams. So, it's in a G form, pero gagawin siya sa loob ng klase. And so, I have already announced this. You have to make sure that you have your mobile data during your midterm examinations. Hindi siya pen and paper. I mean, pen and paper pa rin siya kasi you will a separate sheet of paper. So 1 to 50 and then letters only. Tapos i-check natin right away because our meeting for next week Wednesday ay 2 hours and we will just spend 1 hour for your midterm examination. And then right after that, i-check natin siya. Okay, again, 39 lang kayo dito. I hope someone is already recording our meeting para may balikan yung mga wala dito, may papanoorin sila. And anyway, you can just also relay whatever we have talked about in this online session, today's online session, sa mga wala pa. Okay? Please note on what I am saying, Class President Olga. So make sure na may mobile data kayo for next week to access the G form. And then we'll do it for 1 hour and then check right away. Okay, so that's my first announcement. And then second one, the last activity that we did in our class, in our subject, was your third quiz, yung chapters 4 and 5 na quiz ninyo, tama? And I've noticed that your answers were taken from Google. Akala nyo hindi ko na-notice yan, ha? Aside from the PDF material that I have uploaded in MS Teams, it's not the only source of the answers, pero pati na rin yung mga videos na isinasend ko kasi kasama yun sa syllabus and all the other video lectures na I have sent. Okay? Na-navigate tayo through all of these materials at hindi lang sa iisang material. Winawiden natin yung source of knowledge natin on a particular subject matter para mas malaki yung chance na makuha yung sagot sa midterm examination. Hindi lang tayo nagre-rely doon sa PDF na provide sa atin ng university, yung module na provide sa atin, pero pati na rin doon sa mga videos na nandoon sa syllabus. So kung hindi nyo pinapanood yun, yung mga sinasend ko sa GC natin, you will surely not be able to answer the questions. Kaya ang resort ninyo ay ginugoogle ninyo. Akala nyo hindi ko na-observe yan doon sa nakaraang quiz. And I will be excusing that for the quiz only. Pero kapag nahook kayo na mag-google sa midterm examination ninyo, it will not be -5, it will not be -10, pero you will be forfeiting your midterm examination. Yung midterm exam mo, uulitin mo ang GEE 1 living in the IT era. Understood? And if you have noted well on what I'm saying. O, yun yung second important announcement natin ha. Raise your hand kung naintindihan. Alright. So, ganun ha. O, Shen, Bialami Yufi, and all those who are not reciting. O, basta naintindihan na, paki-relay sa iba na kapag nahuli ko yung nag-google during yung midterm examination, hindi siya -5, hindi siya -10, pero 0 siya, okay? So, wala kang magiging score sa midterm examination mo, so babagsak ka, uulitin mo the IT era, and I don't want that to happen, and so I am doing this warning as early as now. Yun kasi yung napansin ko sa inyong quiz. O, siguro hindi applicable sa section ninyo, pero sabi ko na lang din. Sinabi ko rin naman doon sa HR2A kanina, yung mga sagot nila ay sagot from Google. Kasi may specific terminologies tayo at sometimes a concept is limited to a certain area na pinag-uusapan natin doon sa topic, sa Google napaka-broad. So, sinearch mo, in-enter mo doon yung question, kala mo yun yung sagot kasi Google na yun, pero mali pala. Excused yun ng quiz, pero sa midterm examination, it will not be an excuse. Okay? So, yun yung second announcement. Ano pa? So far, yun lang naman. And then, as much as I don't want to start with the first chapter in finals, kailangan kong gawin para hindi tayo magsayang ng oras. Sayang kasi yung 2 hours natin for today. So, magdi-discuss ako sa inyo, kagaya ng ginawa ko sa kabilang section. Okay? So, put down your virtual hands now. Clear with that. We are okay with that. At mag-start na tayo sa discussion natin. Okay? So, I'll be sharing my PowerPoint now. Ayan, please tell me kung nakikita na.
Nakikita na po, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So speaking about videos that I am sending you, may isinend akong isa, tama? Ngayon ko lang sinend, sorry. Kanina doon sa naunang klase ko, isinend ko muna bago kami nag-discuss. So may time pa sila para panoorin. So dahil kayo, kakasend ko lang, okay lang kahit na mamaya nyo na siya panoorin. Alright? So let's focus on this PowerPoint presentation muna. So chapter 6 is all about privacy, and don't worry about starting the first topic in finals kasi usually naman interrelated other yung chapters. So yung privacy, na-tackle naman na natin ito doon sa previous discussions natin. So kahit papano, hindi naman niya siguro guguluhin yung mental constructs ninyo at the moment. Kasi may negative effect yun eh. Kumbaga sa pagkain, panis na tapos hindi pa nag-a-assessment, 'di ba? Hindi pa kayo nag-midterm exam, napapanis na yung mga midterm exam lessons natin. So anyway, sana hindi siya magdulot ng negative impact kasi related pa rin naman itong chapter 6 doon sa chapter 5 natin. Okay, so let's start with the definition of privacy. It's your right alone. It's the state or condition of being free from being observed or disturbed by other people. And another one is the state of being free from public attention. Okay, so on a superficial level, hindi nyo na mamalayan na natatapakan nyo na pala ang privacy ng isang tao, for example, ng kaklase ninyo o ng kaibigan ninyo by asking uncomfortable questions. For example, ayaw kang sagutin kung ano ang pangalan ng jowa niya, tapos pinipilit mo, ano na kasi yung pangalan ng jowa mo, tama search sa Facebook, tignan natin kung pogi, kung gwapo. O hindi mo alam na nagbe-breach ka na or natatapakan mo na yung privacy ng kaklase mo, jowa mo. As much as it's usual, it's normal, it's natural kasi magkaibigan nga kayo, I encourage you to avoid uncomfortable questions like that so we can live in a better place, charot, in a better world, diba? So hindi dapat ganun. Kasi ang topic natin ngayon ay privacy. As much as possible, you don't step on someone else's boundaries. Kung hindi siya willing na sagutin ang mga tanong mo, wag mo nang ipagpilitan. So that's on a superficial level of explanation, pero ang cases natin or examples natin ng privacy can go as involving your security, involving your safety. Ayan. So, hindi lang yan yung sa mga chikahan with your classmates or with your friends, pero kapag pinag-uusapan natin ang privacy, matatakal din natin yung security ninyo, yung kaligtasan ninyo, okay, as we go along with our discussion. Itong second definition, ang best example dito ay yung interviews by the media. For example, ABS-CBN reporter. Tapos, i-interviewin niya yung first ever person infected by the coronavirus disease or COVID-19, especially during the peak of the pandemic. Ang tanong ko sa kabilang klase na itatanong ko rin sa inyo, sa tingin niyo ba may karapatan yung COVID patient na tumanggi sa request na interview ng ABS-CBN sa kanya? O yes or no? Me your thoughts about it. Michelle?
Good afternoon, ma'am. Yes po, ma'am. Meron po siyang karapatan bilang pasyente tumanggi.
Okay, bakit sa tingin mo siya may karapatan? Ano yung sakop ng karapatan niya sa sa interview? Okay, anyway,
para-
sige, go ahead, Michelle.
Yun nga po para po maiwasan yung pagkadiri ng mga ibang tao para sa kanya kasi
Correct. Ayan, that is what I'm going to say actually, especially during the peak of pandemic, medyo nadi-discriminate, nadja-judge yung mga infected ng COVID-19 natin. So, yung ibang tao, aside from pandidiri, gusto lang din naman kasi ng ibang tao na protektahan yung kanilang sarili kaya hindi sila nakikihalubilo not only to the person infected pero pati na rin sa family members kasi 'di ba uso din yung mabilis pala. So definitely kapag family member ka at kasama mo sa bahay nakasalamuha mo, may chance o tendency na infected ka na rin. So hindi lang siya yung iiwasan pati niyang buong pamilya. However, reports or interviews sa the ones done by ABS-CBN, GMA, and all the other media giants for the purpose of informing the public. So what they could actually do is to come to terms or to come to agreements na lang or what we call tawag dyan, compromise. So sabihin na lang ng ABS-CBN na we will make sure na hindi naman lalabas ang pangalan mo or i-blur yung mukha during the interview para lang tanungin ano yung experiences, ano yung mga dapat gawin at hindi dapat gawin ng publiko para makaiwas doon sa COVID-19 natin. So they can do compromise, they can come to terms para lang isang tao for an interview. Pero bottom line, as far as data privacy or privacy concerned, the person has always the right to decline any request of an interview from a person wanting to gather data from you. So, yun yung bottom line natin dito sa ating topic. Okay? And the state of being free from attention. Okay. There are many people, I think majority of the people would love Spotlight. I think I would admit that I would love Spotlight. Kasikatan, for example, you have won, you are a sports enthusiast, you're a singer, but so much pride and joy sa iyong bansa, pride and glory sa iyong bansa, and then all these reporters will come running after you to get your thoughts, to get your message, or will take you many pictures, etc. Maraming tao talaga na ganun. I would admit that I am one of them. However, there are also people who prefer peace of mind and simplicity. Kumbaga kahit na chances sana nila para sumikat, dini-decline nila kasi ayaw nila na sa public, na nga lang sa isang restaurant, may mga abala pa sa'yo para magpa-picture. Okay? So may mga taong ganyan na mas pinipili ang simplicity kaysa sa kasikatan, and we have to respect that. Okay? O kasi ayaw nila na magpa-interview na or magpasikat na kasi ayaw nilang maabala ang kanilang private lives. So nag-i-stroll ka lang sa park, for example, bala ka ng isang ordinaryong citizen or random people na gustong humingi ng picture mo or magpa-autograph sa'yo, etc. So, privacy means a state of being free from public attention. Okay. There are aspects of privacy. These are right to be let alone, secrecy, or the option to conceal any information from others. Katulad ng nabanggit ko kanina, pagka may ayaw i-reveal na information sa inyong isang tao, huwag niyong pipilitin or huwag niyong ipo-coerce to tell you a certain information. Kasi karapatan niya, isang aspect ng privacy ay yung karapatan sa pagtago ng isang impormasyon. Although marami pang iba't ibang sangay yan, may instances na you are accountable or you have the responsibility to tell the truth at wag itong itago. So hindi na natin yun masyadong gagamayin. Kung ano lang yun nandito sa presentation natin, yun yung susubukan natin na ipaliwanag at i-discuss. Okay, again, bottom line in privacy, you have the right to be free from public attention. You have the right to keep secrets or to not divulge information. And another one, the option to limit the access others have to one's personal information, personhood, and autonomy and protection of intimate relationships. Kapag ayaw sabihin sa'yo kung sino ang karelasyon niya, huwag mong pipilitin. Okay? Health-related. Ayan. May example to you last discussion sa hospital setting, nurse ka or doktor ka doon tapos may admit na kapitbahay pero hindi ikaw yung doktor niya o hindi ikaw yung nurse niya, tapos ayaw niyang ipaalam sa ibang tao na hindi involved sa medical condition niya, yung kanyang medical condition ayaw niyang ipaalam, wala kang karapatan para usisahin yon. Baka mag-browse ng medical records ng isang tao kasi nga very curious ka, kapitbahay mo, hindi pwede yon. Okay? Health-related sa privacy information. Kahit na hindi naman ikaw yung doktor niya, hindi ka rin naman niya nurse, tapos mausisa ka, kinalkal mo yung medical records niya, and worse, ipinagkalat mo pa sa mga kapitbahay, ayan, pwede yun. May kaakibat yun na legal consequences. Okay, personal finance related. Ito, sa personal finance related, pwede ba akong makahingi ng example sa inyo? Paano na po protektahan ng isang individual ang kanyang privacy when it comes to his or her personal finances? For example, yung bank account niya, o let's say a politician, sige nga, paano na poprotektahan ng isang politician ang kanyang privacy as far as finances are concerned? Class. Anyone? Okay, let me call on Janiel Ballesteros. Can you open? Sige, may nag-recite. Daryl Jane Barroso. Yes, Daryl?
Ma'am, yung ano nila, privacy password, ma'am, na poprotektahan nila yung about sa bank
Hi,
account
ma'am.
nila.
Good afternoon. Daryl Jane, can you repeat your answer, please? I didn't hear it well.
Ma'am,
Ilakasan
napoprotect
mo
nila,
lang din.
napoprotect nila yung bank account nila, ganun, ma'am. Yun sa privacy password po nila.
Okay, aside from the person who owns the bank account is the only person who can access it aside from the people doon sa bank. Okay, that's one way to protect their financial privacy. Pero ano pa? Okay, yung mga napapanood ninyo sa Balita Class, hindi basta-basta na ma-open ng ombudsman, for example, ang bank account ng isang politician if not upon agreement. Okay. Or approval or permission. So, hindi. O yung isang estudyante ko, ang sabi niya, ma'am, yung mga politicians, pinapangalan sa ibang tao yung kanilang mga properties para hindi sila ma-question. Kasi kapag nag-lifestyle check ang isang agency, for example, sa isang politician, titignan niya yan kung bakit siya may ganitong property, ganito lang naman yung sahod year 2023, ito lang naman yung income niya, paano siya nagkaroon ng ganyang property, etc. So, ang ginagawa nila, tina-transfer nila sa ibang pangalan. Pero the truth is, sa kanila yun. Sa kanila yun. Property nila yun. Pero that's more of a tactic rather than a mechanism or a means to protecting one's privacy. So, yung nabanggit ng kaklase ninyo through passwords, ikaw lang mismo ang makaka-access ng bank account mo. That is one. And the second one is that upon your approval lang, yung permission mo lang, kaya nga hindi ma-open-open ang bank account ng karamihan sa mga politiko natin kasi hindi pwede. Kasi privacy nila yun, karapatan nila yun. Kapag pumayag sila, ang nangyayari ay dare or challenge. O, di ba? Yung mga people natin in government agencies challenging the politicians to have to publish their bank accounts for public scrutiny, ganyan, for public comments, etc. Hindi sila pumapayag kasi karapatan nila yon na tumanggi sa mga ganong challenges, mga ganong challenge or demands or dare. Okay, may karapatan sila sa kanilang privacy as far as protecting finances is concerned. And then political views or voting related. O sige nga, ikwento mga sa akin ang setup sa presinto kapag tayo ay bumuboto in relation to our topic for this afternoon, privacy. How do we protect our privacy when it comes to the people that we intend to vote? Okay, the candidates that we want to vote. Paano natin napoprotektahan yung karapatan natin sa privacy na may kinalaman pagboboto natin during election sa loob ng presinto. Paano ba ang setup ito? Yes, John Patrick.
Gumagamit po tayo ng folder para takpan yung mga binoboto po natin para di makita ng ibang tao.
Okay, thank you, John Patrick. Eliza?
Ma'am, hindi po magkadikit yung mga upuan. Meron
Alright,
pong
correct. Okay. So if you try to recall the setup sa isang presinto during kapag ka-election, aside from one seat apart or magkakahiwalay yung upuan, may folder din, di ba? And aside from that, hindi ka pwedeng lapitan ng kahit sino at diktahan kung sino ang mga iboboto mo. And hindi rin pwedeng picturean o i-upload o i-publish yung balota mo. So yung mga yan, yung setup natin sa presinto are ways on how we can protect our privacy. Okay? And then, intimate relationships, nabanggit na natin, and any other personal information such as residential information and contact details. May karapatan ka to, for example, sa mga forms, hinihingi ang contact details mo, may karapatan kang hindi isulat doon. Okay? Especially kapag sa public yung document sa mga mall, 'di ba, may contact number doon, o hindi ka naman dapat pwedeng pilitin na ilagay yung contact details mo doon. Name would be enough para at least na monitor nila kung sino yung mga kanilang establishment, especially during the pandemic. Ang protocol na ito ay naging effective noong pandemic. Yung sinusulat natin yung pangalan natin, may logbook yung sa may guard para alam nila na monitor nila kung sino yung mga pumapasok sa establishment. Para pag nagkaroon ng nila kung sino yung mga iti-trace nila. Okay, yun lang yung purpose nun. Pero as much as possible, yung providing contact details ay hindi naman talaga sa pilitan. Okay? And then possible conflicting situations, financial privacy versus taxation laws, criminal investigation, contingency situation, freedom of expression versus privacy of individual. Note that strict statutory rules and or ethical norms must be followed. Okay, I think I have already discussed with you yung sa freedom of expression natin. It's true that we our right to express ourselves, to air our sentiments sa social media, pero it comes with accountability and responsibility, 'di ba? Sino yung artista na nakasuhan dahil sa ipinost niya sa social media at nagkataon niya and then may details siyang inalagay like nagnakaw ng ganitong milyon, nakasuhan siya si Ensyong D. Tapos yung bail niya para hindi siya makulong during proceedings ng kaso during the pagdidinig, pagdudulog ay 1,000,000. O kaya kayo mag-ingat sa pagpo-post kapag kayo ay nakasuhan, 1,000,000 kayo. Okay, so airing sentiments should come with it your accountability and responsibility. Yes, Olga?
Ma'am, sa akin lang po ba walang share screen po? Or natanggal po talaga?
Okay.
Thank you po.
Siya natanggal. Ayan, I'm sharing it again. Okay, ito ba yung huli niyong nakita sa may health related?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Ma'am.
so dito pa lang naman tayo. So nakita niyo naman itong health related, personal finance related, political view, intimate relationships, and any other personal information. We proceed these possible conflicting situations. Ayan na. Totoo na meron kang financial privacy, pero totoo rin na may batas tayo patungkol sa taxation o may criminal investigation tayo, may contingency situation tayo. Totoo na meron kang freedom of expression, pero totoo rin na kaakibat niyan ay accountability at responsibility at may privacy na dapat pinoprotect ang lahat ng tao. Kaya kapag may ibinulgar ka, akala mo ng karapatan mo na magsalita, pero hindi mo alam na natapakan mo na pala yung privacy ng isang individual, may kalakip na legal consequences ang mga ganyan. Alright, so here are the possible privacy violations. Number 1, surveillance. Surveillance without informing, without the knowledge of the person you are surveying, and then excessive monitoring. For example, sa isang workplace, yung manager, for example, boss, very curious siya about the lifestyle of his or her employee, pina-surveillance niya, hindi yun basta-basta, hindi pwede yung mga ganong activities. Okay. Though may mga within tawag dito, within the provision po yan, may mga sakop naman ng batas yung mga ganong activity, pero in general, kapag hindi alam nung sinusurvey mo, hindi pwede. Okay? And then, hacking information systems and stealing personal data, it is an obligation of the organization or the individual who collect privacy data to secure those. So sa hacking systems natin in the previous chapter, there are multiple types, pero ang perhaps na natatandaan ninyo ay yung black and white, the black hacking and then the white hacking. Kapag white hacking, yun yung positive. For example, an IT expert is hacking a system to prevent a bomb from exploding in a particular place. So white hacking yun. Magandang klase ng hacking yun. Hinahack niya ang system para hindi matuloy ang pagsabog ng isang bomba sa isang establishment. That is a hacking on a good purpose. And then obviously, black hacking is the opposite hacking. So, yung black hacking naman ay negative o nag-hack ka ng Teka lang, class ha. Nag-hack ka ng isang system. For example, bank account kasi gusto mong kunin yung laman. Nag-hack ka ng isang university Facebook page kasi gusto mong siraan yung institution, etc. Right? Teka lang. Teka lang, class ha. Just have to attend to this. Sige, doon na lang sa may folder for signature yan, ano. Tapos ilagbook mo na lang ha. Patong mo lang doon, tapos ilalagbook na lang. Alright, so let's continue with our discussion after the hacking systems, blackmailing, publishing of intimacy, related information with malicious intents. Ayan, o. Naging example din natin last time, yung sa magjowa. Yung jowa, humihingi ng nude picture sa kanyang jowa. O, ito namang si babae na siya nga nag-send. And then the guy is requesting the girl to be involved in an activity that alam nyo na, involves intimacy, o alam nyo na kung ano yun, o syempre si girl, kunwari pag kipot, ayaw niya, tapos si guy, sasabihin niya na, you have to agree, hindi pwedeng ayaw mo, kasi meron akong pinangahawakan na picture mo, pagtatanggi ka, i-create niya, ikakalat niya sa social media. Tawag dyan, blackmailing, okay? Binablackmail niya ang isang tao para ma-coerce niya na gawin ang isang bagay na gusto niya. Right? And then another, aside from those already mentioned, another possible privacy violations, identity theft, social media, email, banking account identity is losing one's laptop, notebook, or smartphone, possible loss of identities, usernames, passwords, possible loss of privacy contents. And then privacy data collected by OS and other internet-related systems and apps. Yes, ma'am. Pa-help ako kay Liza nung sa pag-scan ng code. Super smart. Okay, let's continue. Ayan, so privacy data collected by OS and other internet-related systems and apps like social media, search engines. Okay, just this week or last week yata yun na nabasa ko from my colleague here in the university na wala niya yung kanyang iPhone. So aside from the money na nawala niya kasi iPhone yun, mahal yun, ang pinaka-concern niya din ay yung mga files niya doon, photos, videos, and other documents. So may feature kasi ang na pwede namang ipa-block or i-deactivate yung phone para hindi na magamit. So, ang ginawa na lang niya, nag-announce siya sa social media na mag-reward ng 10,000 pesos to whoever would return the phone kasi hindi naman din papakinabangan kasi ipapa-deactivate din naman niya. So, ibalik mo na lang, may 10,000 ka pa, di ba? So, ganun. Kapag walang ganung feature ang isang cellphone, ayun na, maaaring wala na sa'yo yung privacy mo doon sa mga files mo, sa photos mo, sa Oo, we never know, baka may sensitive files ka pa doon, kaya dapat mag-iingat kayo. Sir, nag-code yung may scan si ma'am doon sa laptop. Okay, another one, yung meron tayong mga applications na kapag ka isi-send or i-click mo yung link, hindi mo alam na phishing pala yun, scam pala yun. All those things are already discussed during the previous chapters. I-recall nyo na lang yung mga topics natin doon, okay? Next one. All right, how to preserve privacy. First one, frequently change password of important user accounts. Okay, so the first piece of advice here is not applicable to me, ay hindi ko alam sa inyo. Applicable to me because I'm forgetful. Kaya ever since the world began, isa lang yung password ko. Okay, sa lahat ng accounts ko, bank account, Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, kaya kapag na-hack yung Facebook ko, ma-hack na rin lahat. Pero a strong password is a combination of letters, numbers, and then symbols. So, ganun yung password ko. So, kung hindi ganun yung password mo, palitan mo, and make sure na may combination siya ng contact, small letters, numbers, and then symbols such as asterisk, plus sign, o lahat ng symbols na meron dyan para hindi siya madaling hulaan, hindi siya madaling i-hack. Okay? Pero kung kaya naman makakalimutin, pwede nyo namang sundin ang first piece of advice natin on how we can preserve our privacy. So you can change your password of important user account every after 3 months, every month, every week. O, bahala ka kung hindi ka naman makakalimutin, di ba? Kaso kapag frequent ka kasi na nagpapalit ng password mo, maaaring ang retain sa'yo na memory ay yung nakaraang password. Hindi mo, ang naalala mo ay yung previous password, hindi mo naalala yung latest password. So yun naman yung harm na pwedeng idulot ng first piece of advice natin. O, pero if I would ask you, raise your hand kung gawain ninyo ito, yung laging nagpapalit ng password. Can you raise your hand for participation lang? Gawain siya ni Alyssa, ni Mary, De Los Santos, Austria, John Patrick, Monica, Melody, Diana, Jacqueline, Babylyn, Jonah, Ivan ba yan? Faith, Heart, Katrina, Lisbeth, and Saklan. Okay, don't get me wrong. I have also tried to change my password na. Pero what I'm trying to say is that I don't change my password frequently. And if my password on this messenger is like this, it will also be my password in any other social media platforms. So even in my other accounts. Ganon. Okay, so that's your piece of advice number 1. Number 2, do not install suspicious software and browser plugins that may collect your privacy data. Anyway, let's go back to number 1. I forgot to tell you something. It's not really advisable for you to write your password on a piece of paper and keep it in your wallet or anything or in your bag. Kasi paano pag nahulog na ninyo o di mababasa na ng iba, hindi rin advisable na advisable na tinetect nyo siya sa inyong phones kasi ayun nga, kung may nanghiram ng phone at nakita, ayun, hindi na lang din ikaw yung nakakaalam ng password mo. So just keep it in your mind, and then if you're not forgetful, you can change your password frequently. But if you are forgetful, you just have to try what I'm saying na the password should be a combination of letters, small and caps lock, and then numbers and symbols para strong yung password mo, hindi madaling mahulaan. Okay, do not install suspicious software na mga malicious malware. Alam nyo na yan, yung mga Trojan, etc. na pwedeng kapag dulot ng harm sa inyo or makapag-hack ng mga accounts ninyo. Keep sensitive data encrypted. Okay, sino sa inyo, raise your hand, ang nakakaalam kung paano i-encrypt ang kanilang conversation sa Messenger, taas ang kamay ng mga ninja. Sino nakakaalam na how to encrypt conversation in Messenger? Okay. Tumatawa si Olga. Lalo na kapag pinag-uusapan ninyo yung kaklase ninyo, mag-best friend kayo, uy, alam mo, si Olga tapos si Alyssa mag-best friend. Uy, alam mo si Michelle, siya nung midterm exam, kanto. So, para kapag ma-hack yung accounts ninyo, nakita yung message na ganun, it would result to conflict. Now, I'm asking you, who among you knows how to encrypt messages or conversations in Messenger? We have a guest of Ma'am Karen, the very beautiful coordinator ng culture. Ganda. Mag-heart kayo para maging be very respectful sa ating guests. Dali, send hearts. Sunurin sila, ma. Uno na yan. Uno yan. Okay. Ay, yung mga nag-heart, uno. Ay, may nag-open pa ng cam, ma'am. Ayan. Anyway, let's go back. Sige na, raise your hand if you know how to encrypt your conversations in Messenger. Walang nakakaalam sa inyo. Ayan. Meron tayong private messages sa Messenger. Aside from that, sabi nung ko sa kabilang klase, pwede mo pa rin i-encrypt yung mo kahit na sa direct message at hindi doon sa private message. Okay? Parang ewan ko kung double click, etc. Long press, tapos choose yung encrypt, blah, blah, blah. So yung concept ng encrypt class, parang yung doon sa private message, pagkatapos ng conversation ninyo, kusa na siyang mawawala. Or you can also have an option to select how many seconds will your message stay or remain in the conversation before it disappears. So, alam ni Olga, pero hindi siya nag-erase ng hand kanina. Kasi ayaw niyang matawag na ninja. Okay, so ganon. So, I practice that to protect myself because I also engage in sensitive conversations. So, to protect myself, I do that. Ini-encrypt yung conversation namin nung kausap ko. So, it's time for you to learn that to protect your privacy kasi hindi mo alam na may inggitera sa'yo na pwedeng mang-hack ng account mo at pasukin ang conversations ninyo ng parents mo or siblings mo or best friend mo or mga kapatid mo or your trusted loved ones. Alright? Provide only the minimum required data to third parties. Okay, as long as third parties are involved, ang tinutukoy natin dito ay sa contracts, ganyan. So kung ano naman yung hinihingi, yun lang yung i-provide mo. Kapag ka hindi naman hinihingi, wag mo nang ibigay. So, be very discreet, that is the word. Be very discreet as possible. Kung ano lang yung hinihingi sa'yo, yun lang yung ibibigay mong information. Okay? Okay, other ways on how you can protect your privacy. Protect your laptop, smartphone. Ayan, paano yung sa Control-Shift-N na pag-log-in sa ibang devices na hindi naman sa'yo, nakilog-in ka, so para maprotektahan mo yung privacy mo, lagi kang mag-navigate ng incognito na browser. Ayan, kasi kapag ka na mawawala na rin yung account mo doon sa cellphone or doon sa device. Okay? So kahit na hindi mo na log out, for example, kapag ka na-X yung window na yon o yung browser na yon, bye ma'am, hindi na rin nila ma-access yung account. So always do that incognito, lalo na kapag ka naglalagin ka sa hindi mo naman sariling or cellphone. Okay, backup and delete all sensitive data before hand over your electronic devices for repair. Okay, may difference ng delete and then shift delete. So yung delete, mapupunta yan sa trash bin. Yung shift delete, permanent deletion yun. So mag-shift delete ka kapag ka mag-shift delete ka para hindi manakaw sa'yo. For example, yung very important file o essay mo, for example, or anything na important sa'yo na file na nakigawa ka sa ibang device. And then afterwards, kapag ka naipasa mo na siya sa phone mo or nakopy mo na siya at ayaw mo na maiwan doon sa device na ginamit mo, shift delete at hindi delete. Ang delete ay retrievable pa, restorable. May restorable. Pwedeng ma-restore, okay, doon sa trash bin natin. Okay, and then delete all the data before discarding your electronic devices and protest against unethical excessive monitoring. Okay, how can you do protest? Hindi verbally, dapat laging black and white. Mag-letter ka, paalam mo yung discomfort mo, paalam mo na lakipan mo siya ng mga pwede mo maging backup na batas na in accordance to this law, what you are doing is unethical or wrong, may up what you are doing against my will or against my privacy, it's laging black and white letter at hindi lang verbally. Alright, so here are privacy aspects naman for corporations handling sensitive data. So aside from corporations, we also have institutions, government agencies, offices, and na-share ko sa inyo na nagtrabaho ako sa PSA dati. I think Philippine Statistics Authority is the best office or agency to serve as an example regarding an office handling sensitive data. Kasi sa PSA, sa pangalan pa lang niya mismo, Statistical Authority, so nandoon lahat ng data ng halos lahat ng tao sa bansa unless unregistered, diba? So kapag registered ka na in the Philippines, malamang yung data mo ay nasa PSA. And what are these data? These are your demographic data. And then doon sa national ID natin, hindi lang demographic, pero kasama na rin ang inyong iris scan, facial features, and then fingerprint. Okay? At hindi lang data ng isang tao. Yes, actually tao. Sino na sa inyo yung nasubukan na bisita ng personnel from PSA sa kanilang bahay tapos sinasurvey kayo sa isang linggo, ilang beses kayo bumibili ng sachet ng toyo na tagpa 5 pesos or ano ang pinaka ginagamit ninyong brand ng toothpaste, Colgate ba? Anong pinaka brand na ginagamit ninyo sa soap? Ayan yung mga karaniwang tinatanong ng mga nagsisurvey na from Philippine Statistics Authority. Sino na sa inyo ang naka-receive ng ganong personal sa kanilang bahay? Yung nagtanong or nagdikit ng sticker. O sige nga, baka ang naranasan nyo palang yung madikitan ng sticker sa bahay, raise from PSA. Alright, Jonah, only. Okay, Dayan, Margie, Angeline, Liza, and Eliza. Alright, so yun kasi yung pinaka-common na ginagawa ng PSA. Yan, aside from that, yun nga, yung patungkol din sa income ng isang pamilya, tinatanong din yan, and then the products na tinatangkilik or binibili ng bawat pamilya sa mga kabahayan sa isang munisipyo. Yan yung mga data na yan ay nasa PSA yan. So PSA, I think, is the best example for an agency or an office that handles sensitive data. Okay. O definitely yung military office natin in the country, yung mga intelligence agencies natin, ayan din yung mga offices na nag-handle ng sensitive data. Sila yung mga ingat na ingat at merong mga superb and master IT experts sa kanilang team or sa kanilang agency kasi hindi basta-basta dapat na hack yung kanilang system. Otherwise, it will pose a threat sa ating security in the country. Ano yung sinabi ko sa inyo, yung ginagawa ng China, yung bagong nabalitaan ko patungkol sa privacy breach na ginagawa ng China, yung balloon nila na lumulutang sa air jurisdiction ng Amerika. Ayan, hindi nyo alam na surveillance pala yun, o nangangalap pala sila ng data. So dapat ng isang bansa ay magkaroon ng isang security agency na malakas at hindi basta-basta napapasok or na napapasok or na-hack. Ganyan. Alright, so source of privacy data natin, we have data, customers data, and any other third-party data collected. Aspects, we have legal aspects and ethical aspects. Sa legal aspects natin, meron tayong EU Data Protection Directive, UK Data Protection Act, and USA Acts on Privacy. Ang tatlong ito ay halos tumutukoy lang sa iisang punto or halos pare-pareho lang sila ng provisions, may kaiba lang. Let's discuss each of these three legal aspects natin and then ethical aspects. Okay, EU Data Protection Directive. There are 7 principles governing the protection of personal data. Number 1, notice. Data subjects should be given notice when their data is being collected. Okay, in a research study, I will make use of a research study as an example. Before you gather data or information from your respondents, make sure that you give them notice. Dapat alam nila. Okay, alam nila na kinukuhanan mo sila ng data. Hindi pwedeng hindi nila alam. Hindi pwedeng hindi sila aware. Okay? That is number 1 principle. Second principle, purpose. Data should only be used for the purpose stated and not for any other purposes. Again, sa isang research study, ang kinuha mong data sa mga participants mo ay ang kanilang edad. At yung kanilang mga edad, grinupo mo sa tatlo. Let's say 15 to 20 na age range, and then 21 to 25 na age range, and then 26 to 30. So may tatlong age ranges ka. Yung data na yan na nakuha mo from your respondents or from your participants should only be used for the purpose na you stated in your study. For example, ang purpose mo, you will compare these 3 groups. Kung may kinalaman ba ang kanilang edad sa kanilang linguistic capacity. For example, mas magaling ba sa language ang 15 to 20 years old? Mas magaling ba sa language ang 21 to 25 o 26 to 30 na mga tao? So, kung yun ang binanggit mong purpose sa study mo, doon mo lang dapat gagamitin yung edad nila as a data collected from them. Okay? And not to any other purposes. Right? So, be specific and be clear with that. And number 3, consent. Same with notice. The data should not be disclosed without the data subject's consent. Okay. So, again, hindi mo pwedeng i-publish yung results o yung data na nag-gather mo kapag walang consent o approval ng mga kinuhanan mo ng data, ng mga participants o ng mga respondents mo. Okay, that's very important. Pwede kang makasuhan, although isolated case lang, minsan yung mga ganun, iisa lang, talaga siya na pagtutunan ng pansin. Pero kapag nagkataon na tsambahan mo na ang kinuhanan mo ng data ay very sensitive sa kanyang privacy, nang wala siyang approval, habulin ka niya, kakasuhan ka niya, diba? May kalakip na legal consequences. Alright. Next. Number 4, security. Collected data should be kept secure from any potential abuses. And then disclosure, data subject should be informed as to who is collecting their data, kung sino ba yung kumukuha ng kanilang data. So magpakilala ka, I am from Pangasinan State University, a student of PSBA HR. I'm doing this study for the completion of my course or of my subject, etc., and for solving a particular problem, etc., etc. And then access, data subject should be allowed data and make corrections by any inaccurate data. So, may mga pagkakataon na hindi naman sinasadya ng nag-gather ng data, tapos mali yung na-input niya doon sa system, so you have to provide an access doon sa pinagkolektahan mo ng data so that he or she can check. And if ever may mali, pwede niyang mapalitan. At gawin niyang tama. Since siya naman ang nakakaalam ng kanyang data, kung ano ang tama, pwede niyang palitan. For a minute plus. Alright, let's continue with our discussion. Access, tapos na tayo dyan. And again, accountability. Data subjects should have a method available to them to hold data collectors accountable for not following the above principles. Ayan. Meron tayong tinatawag of privacy. So, isa yan sa mga pamamaraan on how you can hold a person accountable kapag siya ay gumawa ng masama as far as privacy is concerned. So, ano yung masama na tinutukoy dito? Yung papakalat nung impormasyon na very sensitive. So, nung nagtrabaho kami sa PSA, nag-gather kami ng data ng registrants o kayong mga nagpapa-national ID, demographic, and then yung isang data ninyo, may pinirmahan muna kami na hindi namin pwedeng kalat yung mga impormasyon or yung mga data na nagagather namin. So, for example, meron akong niregister na annulled, hindi ko pwedeng sabihin yun sa nanay ko, sa tatay ko, sa anak, o sa kapatid, o sa best friend. So, yung nagather mo na data, sa'yo lang. Hindi mo yan pwedeng ipagkalat sa iba. At kapag ginawa mo yun, you will be held accountable kasi nga meron kang pinirmahan, at ang example ng mga pinipirmahan patungkol sa privacy ay yung oath of privacy nga na tinatawag natin. At yung oath of privacy na yan, pinapa-authenticate din yan sa attorney para sa kanyang legitimacy, legality. Okay, and then UK naman, UK Data Protection Act. Based on following principles, also known as Young's Principles, personal data should be processed fairly and lawfully. Halos pareho lang ito sa EU Data Protection Directive, pero yung number 8 niya, ang medyo naiiba. And let's take a look at that mamaya. Babasahin ko lang muna itong mga ito. And please do recognize kung pareho nga sila doon sa mga na-discuss na natin sa EU Data Protection Directive. Okay, before I proceed, may I ask for your virtual hands to be raised so that I know kung nakikinig pa kayo sa akin. And please take note kung sino yung mga hindi naka-raise ang hand. Alright. Okay, how about Adam, Janelle, Mayfaye, Caranto, Joanne, John Patrick, Cristel, Jacqueline, Olga. Ayan. So, pakitaas ang kamay. Ayan, nagtaas na sila. Ayan, pero yung itong mga ito hindi talaga nagtaas. Si Adam, si Janelle, si Shen, si John Patrick. Okay, are you there? Or nakabukas lang yung MS Teams ninyo, please take note of the following names na hindi nakataas ang virtual hands nila ha. Si Adam, John Patrick, and Cristel. Ayan, tatlo na lang sila na hindi pa nakataas ang kamay. Okay, please take note, class president. Alright, let's continue with our discussion. Personal data shall be obtained only for one or more specified and lawful purposes. O, di ba? Pareho lang yan doon sa purpose EU data protection. Yung sabi niya, kung ano yung in-state mo na purpose sa paggamit mo o sa pag-collect mo ng data, yun lang dapat yung i-apply mo and not to any other purposes. Okay, personal data shall be adequate, relevant, and not excessive in relation. Again, pareho lang yan doon sa EU na sinabi niya na kung ano lang ang kailangan, yun lang ang ibibigay mo. Especially if may third party na involved. Kung ano lang yung hinihingi na data sa'yo, yun lang yung ibibigay mo. And then personal data shall be accurate and where necessary kept up to date. Siyempre dapat yung updated ang ibibigay mo. Hindi yung outdated. Kasi outdated information is somewhat tantamount to lying. Kasi hindi na ikaw yun eh. Hindi na yun yung present na identity mo or characteristic mo. So parang in some ways or in a way, it's already a form of lying. Yung outdated, providing outdated information. Although, yung doon sa mga kababaihan naman na married na, talaga naman na may karapatan sila to retain their maiden name. O, parang ako, hindi lang ako sure dito ha, magtatanong pa lang ako. Noong nag-renew ako ng license ko, sabi ng personnel sa PRC, kapag kaya update ko yung pangalan ko to married na kasi I'm married na, matatagalan pa sa Manila, like for a month ganyan. And then sabi ko na kailangan ko na yung renewed license. So ang sinabi sa akin, pwede niyo na pong i-renew ma'am, i-retain na lang po namin sa maiden name Angelica Arenas Hoves instead of Angelica Hoves Padilla. Tapos kung may time na lang, ayun, i-process na lang sa Manila. Kasi hindi na ako nakabalik. So yung ID ko ngayon na PRC ay Angelica Arenas Hoves and it's valid until 2025. Ang tanong ko, nung nag-renew ako ng passport, kung pwede kong gamitin yung maiden name. And then ang sabi sa akin, kung may valid ID kayo na naka-maiden name pa, pwede. O edi nagkataon na may maiden name valid ID ako, yung PRC ko nga na naka-Angelica Arenas Hovis pa. Ang tanong ko ay kung tama ba yun na sa ibang ID, for example, yung employee ID ko, PhilHealth, and other IDs, may TIN card din ako, ay Angelica Hovis Padilla, pero yung passport ko and yung PRC ay Angelica Arenas Hovis. So I will still ask about it. Okay? Pero bottom line, ang mga kababaihan ay may karapatan na i-retain yung kanilang maiden name. It's not really lying in connection to UK Data Protection Act na principle number 4 and kept up to date. So updated ko, kung tutusin ay yung Padilla kasi married na nga, pero ayun nga, may provision tayo, may batas tayo na sabi na may makarapatan naman ang kababaihan na i-retain ang kanilang maiden name. So, it's not really outdated, it's just my right to retain, parang ganon. Kaya lang, ang conflict ko kasi sa ibang IDs ay Padilla. So, tatanungin ko yun. Okay, number 5. Personal data shall not be kept for longer than is necessary for that purpose. Personal data shall be processed in accordance with the rights of data subjects. Appropriate technical and organizational measures shall be taken against unauthorized or unlawful processing of personal data and against accidental loss or destruction of or damage to personal data. And then lastly, personal data shall not be transferred to a country or territory outside the European Economic Area unless that country or territory ensures an adequate level of protection for the rights and freedoms of data. Yan yung number 8. Ang concern actually dito ay yung sa European Economic Area. Hindi ko alam kung may ganito tayong principle sa Pilipinas, pero kung maalala ninyo, sa balita dati, sino na yung kababayan sa ibang bansa dahil nakitaan ng droga sa kanyang maleta? Parang Mary Jane. Oo, Mary Jane Veloso. Ayan. Tapos yung bansa ay hinihingi yung kanyang data from her origin country, from the Philippines. Tapos sa Pilipinas ay hindi rin basta-bastang ibibigay yung kanyang data sa ibang bansa. Parang, okay, that's number 8, how you can protect one's privacy. Okay. Alright, tapos na tayo sa EU, sa UK, USA Acts on Privacy naman tayo. May natawag tayong HIPAA 1996 or Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. We also have Online Privacy Protection Act of 1998 or COPPA, and then Family Education Rights and Privacy Act of 1974 or FERPA, and then Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act of 1999. Itong health insurance portability, ito yung may karapatan ng isang pasyente niyang data sa kanyang medical records na itago or within herself or within her family kung sino man yung pinatras niya. Yung example natin sa hospital setting, ka sa isang hospital na as nurse or as doctor, may kapitbahay ka na admit, ikaw yung nurse niya o hindi naman ikaw yung doktor niya, kaso chismosa ka, pronounce mo yung kanyang medical records ng against sa will ng pasyente, hindi pwede yun kasi may karapatan si pasyente sa kanyang medical records privacy, medical data privacy. Yung HIPAA naman, tama, yun yung HIPAA. HIPAA 1996, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. Established procedures for the exercise of individual health information privacy rights, and the use and disclosure of individual health information should be authorized or required. Dapat humihingi ng permission bago i-disclose yung medical condition ng isang pasyente. Okay? Sometimes, for example, yung HIV, alam natin na sensitive yan. So, syempre, yung pasyente, as much as possible, ayaw niyang ipaalam kasi maaaring ma-judge siya, maaaring ma-discriminate siya. Pero on the part of the doctors naman, gusto lang nilang i-warn yung mga tao para hindi sila mahawa, for example. Pero may checks and balances siya. Parang may both parties have responsibilities. Meron yung tayong tinatawag na confidentiality chenes between the doctor and the patient. Ganyan. Okay? Yun ang HIPAA 96. COPPA naman, 1998. The primary goal of COPPA is to place parents in control, consent, over what information is collected from their young children online. The rule was designed to protect children age 13 while accounting for the dynamic nature of the internet. Example, yung YouTube Kids, ang unang-unang impormasyon ay kung ilang taon na yung bata na nag-access ng kanilang platform or ng application, and then may involvement siya ng parents' consent. So parang sa akin, in-enter ko muna yung information ko at yung aking fingerprint scan bago ma-access ni Kiel yung YouTube Kids at makapanood ng mga videos na nandoon. So ganun naman ang COPPA 1998. FERPA 1974, Family Education Rights and Privacy Act, assigns rights to parents regarding their children's records. However, take note ha, number 3, rights transfer to student once student becomes 18. No? Kasi legal age yan. Parang kayo, college students kayo, 18 and above na kayo, kayo ang may karapatan sa inyong data. Okay? However, huwag kayong malilit, huwag kayong mako-confuse kasi kapag may third party na involved, for example, institution na nagpo-provide ng scholarships, may partner agencies and institutions ang PSU, stakeholders na nagpo-provide ng scholarship sa mga nag-aaral dito sa PSU at binabind sila ng isang contract. Tapos for example, doon sa contract, binibigyan ng karapatan si third party or si scholarship provider ng karapatan na ma-access yung data ng bata, for example, grade ng bata sa registrar kasi nagbibigay ng dapat malaman niya kung pumapasa yung scholar niya o hindi. So, pwede. Hindi yun data privacy tawag doon, violation. Hindi siya violation ng data privacy kasi doon sa kontrata, may karapatan naman talaga si scholarship provider na tignan yung data ng bata sa registrar. Okay? So, huwag kayong malilito doon. Although you are 18 years old and above and you are the only sole authority aside from yung ating Madam Registrar and personal sa registrar na makakita ng inyong grades, doon sa sinasabi ko, may karapatan yung mga scholarship providers na kunin yung data ng isang estudyante, especially kung yung estudyante na yun ay scholar nila. Okay? FERPA 1974. And lastly, Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act of 1999, also known as the Financial Modernization Act of 1999, a federal law enacted in the United States to control the ways that financial institutions deal with the private information of individuals. Companies that offer consumers financial products or services like loans, financial or investment advice, or insurance requires to explain their information sharing practices to their customers and to safeguard sensitive data. Ang concern naman ng Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act ay sa mga institutions na nag-provide ng financial assistance. Here in the Philippines, anong corporation or agency, institution ang alam ninyo? Sino ang familiar sa TSPI? Raise your hand. Anong elementary yata ako, nung high school tumigil na si Mama. O yan, familiar si Dayan. Si Mama ay nag-loan din sa TSPI kasi kulang yung kinikita sa business namin. So, nag-loan siya sa TSPI. Ayan. So, yung mga data na pinoprovide niya doon, may pinangahawak siya sa kanyang data privacy. So, hindi rin pwedeng ipagkalat ng agency na siya ay nag-loan ng pera. Hindi pwedeng ipagkalat ni agency yung mga in-enter na data ni Mama doon, such as family income. Ano ba yung mga in-enter na data ni Mama dati? Family income, spouses name, number of children, etc. Okay? So, TSPI, isa lang yung familiar sa inyo sa TSPI. Ayan. Okay. Graham-Leach-Bliley Act 1999. Yan naman yung nila agencies na nag-data ng mga naglo-loan ng pera, etc. Okay, so I think that's the end of chapter 6 natin. Although, iba-browse natin yung inyong PDF file. Ito, para maiba lang tayo, kaya ito yung diniscuss ko sa inyo. Very close naman and related doon sa nandoon sa material. Halos parehas lang yan. Okay, it's 2:40. You still have 20 minutes. Unless you have question, raise your hands kung may questions kayo. Kung wala, Wednesday, midterm examination, and then Friday, next meeting, chapter 6, quiz. Okay? Ayan. So, sabi ko nga, related naman yung chapter 6 sa chapter. So, hopefully, hindi naman nabulabog yung mga nyo na, mga nasa utak nyo na. Okay, reminder lang na ang coverage ng midterm natin ay chapters 1 to 5. Sinimulan ko lang ang 6 para hindi masayang ang oras natin. Okay, repeat reminders, kapag nahuli kitang nag-google, hindi -5, hindi -10, pero 0 sa midterm exam. Okay? Pag wala nagtanong, open your camera. Alright, open your camera now. Let's have our group photo, tapos I will end the meeting. Alright, ready? Ano tayo, burger? Burger ba tayo? Okay, ready? 1, 2, smile. Alright. Have a good day, class. Mag-review or magpahinga sa bahay. Huwag gumala, di mahimatay dahil mainit. Alak ka, D-zone. Alright, bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, class. See you all next week.
See you,
Hopefully,
ma'am.
mag-resume na ang face-to-face meeting natin para hindi kami lugi. Nasa bahay kayo, nasa campus kami, hindi kami tao, hindi kami affected ng humidity. Para fair tayo, pumasok na rin kayo. Alright, goodbye class.
Goodbye, ma'am.